guys.
Tak ada lah. Pasal lagu lah tu.
Hi. How are you guys today? Long time no see. Yeah. Hi.
Hello, Assalamualaikum semua. Apa khabar? It's good to see you all on Sunday. Ada yang pergi sekolah tak ini?
Dia sekolah kan.
Guys, form 5. You all ada pergi sekolah tak? Kan?
Satu kelas, satu lagi student in Terengganu, Kedah. They are all having their school session today.
Yang hari Ahad yang Kedah, Johor, Kelantan semua kan, ada tak yang tak pergi sekolah hari ni?
Ada yang ponteng ke today? Hello. Ada absentees.
Okay, siapa yang voting tu?
Kan, saya ponteng.
Tapi ponteng pun ada apa hari ni kan. Besok
jangan ponteng. Okay. Hi everyone. Assalamualaikum. It's me, Mr. ASRI.
And Mr. Shukri.
And with me, Miss AINA. Miss MARYAM will be with us very soon. Tunggu sekejap lagi dia akan muncul. Belajar apa hari ini? Kita belajar apa hari ini, everyone?
Belajar apa hari ini? Berani you tanya.
Speaking. Hi, you will have your speaking test soon enough kan? Tak lama lagi kan akan ada. So kita akan go through every single part that we have in your speaking test dengan 4 tutors hari ini. Siapa ada? Mr. ASRI will go first, and then you will have a session with me. After dengan teacher, awak akan ada dengan Mr. Shukri, and the last one you guys akan jumpa Miss MARYAM. Kan?
Tapi kalau kita listen very closely, Miss AINA, Mr. Shukri, if we really listen and we silent, the students right now, kita boleh dengar dia punya heartbeat tau. Nervous betul ke hari ni? You guys.
Okay.
Itu lain.
Why don't you guys you guys drop your what did you say? Problems or things that you want to know today?
What would be your major issue right now with speaking?
Now.
Janganlah. Oh my God. Almost 800 students right now. More than 2,000 tau. Okay, takut terkedu. You guys are afraid that you guys won't be having the kind of vocabularies that you need. Okay, lack of idea. Miss MARYAM mana? Nanti Miss MARYAM jawab. Don't worry. Takut terdiam.
Yes. Ada tak yang macam gantung di data luar?
We will discuss in detail shortly. Discussion kejap lagi, dia ada 2 parts tau. One, on my part, I will talk about what the discussion is all about, especially for average students and below yang mana yang takut gagap apa semua tu kan. And Miss MARYAM will touch on those who can speak fluently, what are the things they can do.
Part 3 takut tak cukup masa nak elaborate.
Depa kata notes tak ada, nak buat macam mana?
Tak ada notes.
Dia mau cakap Terengganu.
Cakap Terengganu.
Ni depa kata macam mana?
Dah bercampur dah.
And if you need extra notes, we might consider giving you notes right after the seminar. We'll think about it. Kan Miss AINA kan?
Kita tengok dulu lah.
Pay attention.
Exactly. Alright.
Tengoklah kalau rajin.
Tengoklah dulu.
Ya. Kalau kita cakap macam ni, nak cakap macam mana tak tahu. So,
tahu.
Betul lah.
Tahu. Alright, so I think we can start by giving you guys an overview first. I will be talking about something at the end of the speaking test. Sorry, Tao. The sequence of our speaking test overview class seminar today would be, I will be talking about the overview first, and I will be giving you guys the details on how to answer hot question. Hot question part 1 ke, part 2 ke, part 3 everyone? Which one? Part 3. Very good. Hot question ada dekat part 3. So boleh ke I nak start dulu?
See you guys later.
Alright. Okay, let me go first tau. Okay, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Control center boleh tak spotlight everyone? Thank you very much, Control Center. Alright, this is an overview before we proceed any further. My name is Muhammad ASRI. You can call me Mr. ASRI. I'm one of the English tutors. I'm also an English teacher. For your information, I will be an assessor for speaking test SPM tomorrow as well. Esok pun saya akan jadi assessor. Sekolah mana, kat mana, apa, I tak boleh divulge into details. Okay, so listen very carefully. Today, first and foremost, I'll be talking in 5 minutes. I akan tunjuk kat you guys the overview of the speaking test for today. That's going to be the first agenda of my part. After that, I akan terus tunjuk the end. Sebab I nak bagi tahu awal-awal disclaimer, I will need to go back to Terengganu right after. My mom is quite sick. I minta sangat boleh tak everyone, dah 1K students right now, boleh tak doakan kesihatan my mom. After this, I tak boleh nak sum up at the end of the class, so I akan terus balik lepas habis my session. Alright everyone? Okay, Assalamualaikum. First and foremost, speaking paper overview. All you need to know about speaking paper. Since you don't have the notes with you, I want to ask a very crucial question. Can you see what is written on the screen? Nampak tak what is written on the screen? Nampak? Very, very good. Okay, I think my anak saudara pun ada dekat sini. My anak saudara will be sitting for his speaking test as well tomorrow. Rauf ada Dawn. Okay, hopefully she's here. All you need to know about speaking test. Satu, it has 3 parts. Ada 3 parts of the test. The first part will not be evaluated. The second and third part sahaja yang akan diberi markah. You need to understand. Sebab tu, for today's School of Discourse, you need to know that I will not be talking, we, all 4 of us will not be talking too much about part 1. Sebab tu kami terus fokus on part 2 and part 3. Okay, itu yang pertama. Kedua, the interlocutor holds 6 marks. The interlocutor, cikgu boleh menyelit ke? Menyelit kat mana? Okay, you need to remember the interlocutor will be your own teacher, and people at the back, the assessor tu, will be someone, an English teacher. Ada 3 possibility. Pertama, an English teacher from a neighbouring school, sekolah jiran awak, neighbouring school. Second, ketua panitia bahasa Inggeris daerah. Siapa ketua panitia bahasa Inggeris daerah for each of the daerah. Or third, a representative from pejabat pendidikan daerah atau negeri tempat korang. Alright, so interlocutor tu will be your own English teacher. So ada soalan, interlocutor cikgu sekolah sendiri ke cikgu sekolah lain? Interlocutor your own English teacher. Bukan macam cikgu English yang mengajar kelas awak, tapi cikgu English sekolah awak. Faham tak? Ada beza Tapi yang penting, the interlocutor will be from your own school. I don't divulge into details, you understand. Interlocutor 6 marks. Sampai pukul berapa sampai 3:30. Our session for today. Calon persendirian tak apa, awak pergi kat sekolah tu, you don't worry about the teacher, the interlocutor, the assessor will be very welcoming. Awak just attend the sidang. Awak dah tahu sidang awak hari apa, pukul berapa. Calon persendirian, ramai ke calon persendirian? Everyone? Dah tahu. Esok 10:45. Alright, awesome. Please be there early. Jangan 10:45 baru datang. Datang je awal. Datang je at 9. No problem. You can study on your own. You can read. You can do whatever things that you need to do to prepare yourself. Datang awal. Ketiga, you will do it in pairs. Calon persendirian sama pair saya, you do not have to worry. Macam mana pun akan ada pair. Siapa, macam mana, nanti dia tak jawab soalan, you don't worry, you think about yourself sahaja, understand? So mana notes, tak ada notes, awak fokus on the screen sahaja. Bilik menunggu boleh bawa bahan ke tak? I am not quite sure, it depends on the schools, tapi from my experience, tak boleh bawa bahan, tak boleh bawa pen, tak boleh bawa kertas pun. So what you need to do is you can practice with your pair. Tak boleh selesai calon persendirian. You won't need the paper, exactly. So practice with your pair, try to converse, do whatever it takes. Alright. So kalau pair kita quarantine macam mana? So don't worry. You don't worry about your pair. Kalau your pair tiba-tiba na'udzubillah min zalik ada family emergency, dia kena COVID ke apa ke, your school will make the arrangement. It's not about you. Okay, last but not least, the focus will be on grammar, vocabulary, communicative competence, and overall spoken performance. These 4 evaluation criteria that will be counted. Listen, ada a few extra tips. Pertama, I know you have 2 or 3 pairs of uniforms. Baju sekolah awak ada 3, 4 copies, ada 4 helai kan. Pakai the one yang you really like. Pakailah yang paling awak suka, yang paling cantik sekali for tomorrow. Pertama. Kedua, because you need that confidence. You need to feel comfortable. That's the first thing. How many marks overall, sir? 24 marks altogether, and the weightage is 25% of your overall English SPM mark. Tudung tu iron dah cantik, iron hari ni, tak nak iron esok. Kedua. Ketiga, perfume. Everyone, tolonglah pakai perfume. Kita nak feel confident, kita nak feel comfortable. Jangan semua sampai mandi. Ni, takkan benda ni pun nak. It brings an effect. Trust me. Okay, it brings a change into your personality. Makan mie. Saya ada mie contoh. Saya nak mengajar you guys pun. Assalamualaikum. Kenapa tiba-tiba saya tak di... Korang nampak ke saya right now? Nampak, alright. Saya nak mengajar you guys pun, I semua perfume tau, to make sure I feel confident whenever I am teaching. Understand? Alright. Contoh part 1. Let me show you. This is an example of the questions. Control center boleh tak spotlight pada saya? Terima kasih. Jadi pixel sebab line saya tu. Control center, boleh tak? Dah sir. Okay je. Alright, betul? Sebab tiba-tiba tak jadi. Okay, tak apa. So, okay. These are the kind of question that will be asked. Untuk part 1, sikit je my advice. Remember, whenever they will be giving you binary question. What was a binary question? Close-ended question. What was the close-ended question? Contoh, do you like learning English? Kalau awak jawab, yes. Bersil macam tu, they will not give you any mark. Faham tak? You might need to elaborate on your answer. Please give example. Tak payah tunggu they give you prompt question. Boleh screenshot kalau nak terus ni. Alright. Itu kedua. Itu about part 1. Don't worry, the question will be personal question. Tapi tak too personal. Dia tak akan tanya what is your favorite toothpaste. Tak. Dia akan tanya contoh, do you like learning English? What would you usually do after coming back from school? Those kind of question. Warming up session sahaja. Colgate. Tak payah jawab tau, Farah. Amboi. What are backup prompts? Katalah awak jawab soalan ni. Lepas tu, your answer will be very short. Dia akan guna backup prompts to make sure you elaborate a bit more. Do you like listening to music? What's your favorite kind of music? Ini part 1 ke saya. Contoh soalan saja. Bukan soalan bocor untuk esok tau. Alright. Part 2, the question will be in the form of topics like this. Dia akan bagi a topic and then 4 questions. Don't worry, Miss Maryam will cover this part. Alright, later Miss Maryam will cover this part. Ada bullets, betul. Tapi bullets ni dia tak akan bagi points. What they will give you instead are questions. Sir, should we smile while speaking or keep a straight face? I would advise you to smile. Senyumlah. Oh, comel. Berapa masa, sir? When you answer this part, you will have 1 minute. Then you will be given part 3, discussion part. Okay, I tak nak divulge into details. Macam mana part 3 ni is being conducted. Miss AINA and Mr. Shukri will be talking further about part 3. What I am going to focus on today instead is hot question, the final part of part 3. Boleh tak I nak ajar hot question terus kat you guys? Boleh. Alright, awesome. Okay, listen very carefully ya. Untuk hot question dia ada seni untuk menjawab. The art of answering hot question. Nampak tak one student on the screen? Berapa minit part 2? Part 2, 1 minute each to speak. Part 3, 2 minutes discussion, 1 minute decision, and then 1 minute of answering Hot's question. Hot's question, anyone can answer, kan sir? Ya, tapi both of you kena jawab. Siapa-siapa can start first. Understand? Faham? Nampak tak what is written on the screen? Do our accent affect our mark? More importantly, your English proficiency will affect your mark. Accent or no accent doesn't matter. Macam I bercakap sekarang, I ada accent ke? Ada British accent ke? I am speaking English. That's it. Tak payah fikir accent, tak ada accent. Okay? Starter potong markah ke? Panelize dekat communicative competence. Starter. So macam mana nak buat kalau starter? Macam ni. Okay? How to answer a question yang memang susah. First question, awak kena faham the level of vocabulary that they will use adalah level B2 and C1. Apa maksud dia? Maksud dia, the question, the words that will be used adalah high lexical words. They will use unfamiliar words, perkataan yang mungkin kurang familiar dengan you guys. So, what you need to do, kalau awak first dengar soalan, you don't understand, you may ask the interlocutor to repeat the question, but only once. Maksudnya, dia boleh bagi tahu the question twice only. Faham? Okay, itu pertama. Kedua, kalau you need a little seconds to answer that question, you can use these kind of phrases. For example, well, that's a really interesting question. I'm not too sure about that. Let me think. Dalam masa awak cakap benda tu, you simultaneously think of the answer. Understand? Itu pertama. Contoh lain, I'm not exactly sure how to answer that question, but perhaps this is my opinion. And then you give your opinion. So kalau kita tak berapa faham soalan dia, you can only ask the interlocutor to repeat. Usually the interlocutor will not give you any elaboration on the question sebab interlocutor tu akan ikut skrip sahaja sebenarnya. But you can try and ask. Try lah tanya. Tanya boleh, interlocutor nak jawab ke tak, up to them. Ikut dia orang, jangan marah dia orang nak jawab atau tidak. Seulang balik masa tu macam mana, don't worry, nanti Miss AINA, Miss MARYAM, Mr. SHUKRI akan bagi tahu pasal masa one more time. Dengar betul-betul boleh. Alright. Thank you very much. Oh, Miss AINA pun ada tolong jawab. Thank you, Miss AINA. So, boleh ke cakap macam bersembang? And repeat the question. Oh, boleh kan? Tapi sebenarnya make the discussion fluent. Boleh tak I nak fokus on HOTS? Dengar betul-betul? Alright. So, another phrase. That's a rather difficult question. But, you can say something like that. Alright. You can answer straight away. Another strategy for you to answer HOTS question ialah to rephrase the question. Contoh dia tanya, your favorite cat, if you could buy any vehicle, about your favorite cat, or if you could buy any vehicle, you have to introduce a topic and turn it around. I don't know a lot about my favorite vehicle, but I would assume that and then start talking about another kind of transportation. You try your best to rephrase the question in a way that you are able to answer. Kalau you don't understand a word, you can try and ask the interlocutor, tapi terpulang pada mereka untuk jawab atau tidak. Alright? Vehicle tu apa sir? Vehicle tu adalah kenderaan. These are some of the sample of questions untuk HOTS. Nampak tak what is written on the screen? Nampak Kita go through one by one. I ada only 10 more minutes. Listen very carefully. Contoh soalan. Don't worry tau. HOTS question ni will be directly related to the question in part 3. Contohlah, soalan part 3 awak, why do people shop online? The HOTS question will be probably about shopping or anything to do with internet or online. Understand? So, kena ready, HOTS question awak kena mengena dengan the question in part 3, the discussion question. Kohesi devices kena pakai ke sir? Kena pakai. wajib pakai. No problem, Fahima. So dia berkait, betul, dia berkait. Contoh, soalan why do people shop online? A question yang mengena dengan shop online yang I dah ready untuk you guys ialah age group is a key determinant of purchasing decisions. Do you concede or dissent? Age group is a key determinant of purchasing decisions. Do you concede or dissent? Ya Allah. Okay, I know a lot of you feel intimidated. Apa ni saya tak faham. Dengar betul-betul tau. Saya bukan nak takutkan awak, tapi hot question memang akan a bit difficult. Memang susah sikit. Sebab tu adanya saya hari ni untuk inform everyone the meaning. Katalah esok keluar di sana fashion, awak kena faham terus. The meaning of conceit and dissent. Sebenarnya maksud dia ialah, do you agree or disagree? That's it. Itu je maksud dia. Lah. Pedok ni. So again kita tengok balik the phrase yang korang kata ya Allah ni kan, bagus ya Allah. Age group is a key determinant of purchasing decisions. Awak agree tak? Age group. Kumpulan umur yang akan menjadi penanda aras. Do you agree or disagree? Setuju, agree. Why? Kenapa awak agree? Sama tak topik dia dengan shopping online? Lebih kurang tak? Sama. Why do you think age group is a key determinant? Concede to agree, dissent, disagree. Because you are more mature in making decisions to buy something. Sebenarnya soalan ni nak tanya, kumpulan umur ada power to purchase tak? Ada kuasa membeli atau tidak? The example sebenarnya senang je. You boleh cakap the age group will be the key determinant if, for example, people who are in their adulthood have the power ataupun have the amount of money to buy things that they like. For example, they have the power to purchase anything with their capabilities, within their capabilities. Cakap macam tu. Kalau saya cakap depends, boleh ke? Boleh. Boleh cakap depends, no problem. So long as you are able to elaborate. Faham dah soalan ni? Conceit, dissent dah faham? Kita ada 6 more minutes. Okay, kita tengok soalan ni pula. To what extent? Soalan to what extent, trust me bila saya cakap, confirm keluar esok. To what extent? Confirm keluar. To what extent? Nak tanya hot question lain, kandidat lain, soalan sama ke, dua-dua sama ke, lain-lain ke? Tak payah sibuk soalan kandidat lain. Fikir kandidat sendiri je. Kenapa nak meniru kandidat lain? Tak payah fikir. Oh, kalau dengan within your partner, the same question. Kalau you and your partner enter an examination hall, sidang tu, awak berdua soalan yang sama. Like that. Alright? Okay. Again, kita baca soalan ni. To what extent does a country's food culture contribute towards the population's obesity? Apa maksud to what extent in Malay? Apa maksud dia? Sejauh manakah, very good Ili, sejauh manakah a country's food culture contributes to the population's obesity. Kalau yang ni, soalan ni senang ke susah? This is actually a trial SPM RSM question. Soalan trial MARYAM, MRSM paper. Susah. Tapi cuba tengok betul-betul soalan ni. Sebenarnya this question is talking about sejauh manakah budaya makan sesebuah negara, a country's food culture, membawa kepada population obesity, membawa kepada obesity kepada penduduknya. Itu saja. What would be your answer? Ya, betul. Determine 5 or 6. What do you mean?
kan dia punya markah yang to qualify for 6 marks, you should be able to answer.
Exactly, betul. This is band 5 or band 6. If you are able to answer this question, inshallah confirm 6. I don't think so. Okay, listen very carefully. Contoh jawapan, listen. What is the food culture of our country? The food culture of our country is we eat oily food, cholesterol-driven food early in the morning, right? Contoh nasi lemak. So those kind of culture will definitely directly contribute to people being overweight and having obesity. Plus, the fast food chain advertise their fast food on television, which will also contribute to the population's obesity. Betul tak? So senang ke susah? Boleh jawab kan? Betul tak? Okay, tak ada dalam ingat whenever you answer the hot question, soalan tu awak tak dapat pegang kertas tu tau. The interlocutor will articulate, will pronounce, will say, will give you the question. Okay, next, in your opinion, awak faham kan? In your opinion, pada pendapat awak. Ketiga, how much should freedom of speech be allowed? Bila ditanya soalan how much dengan to what extent, jawapan dia sama. Awak kena fikir kalau to what extent ni ditanya how much, to what degree, sejauh mana. So awak boleh jawab contoh, a country's food culture, it will greatly impact. Awak boleh jawab macam tu. Dia betul-betul memberi impact like that. Okay. The fourth one, young people make the best leader. How much do you concur to this statement? Ingat, concur sama macam concede. Sejauh mana awak bersetuju. Alright? Faham ke tidak ni? Okay, we have 2 more minutes untuk my part. Any question about hops? Takut ke? Korang takut ke? Saya ajar ni bukan nak suruh lagi takut. Nak suruh lagi berani. Mana boleh takut? Nervous rasa, takut rasa, berani sikit. Okay, listen. Okay, last words from me. Sebenarnya inilah masa terakhir kita bersama. Lepas ni, alah sedih lah pula. You won't be able to see me anymore. Korang akan bersama dengan Miss AINA dah after this. I wish you guys all the best. Saya mohon maaf dari hujung rambut sampai hujung kaki saya kalau saya ada tersilap kata dengan korang. You don't worry. Bila awak masuk examination hall, remember you are not going there alone. You are going there with me, with your English teacher, with your parents, with their blessings. So you will not be in the examination hall on your own. Your connection with Allah depends on the blessings of us. So please make sure you minta maaf dengan your parents. InsyaAllah they will help you. Because speaking test, more often than not, it will depends on the ilham, insting yang Allah bagi ke awak. Alright? Saya maafkan semua salah silap. Korang tak ada salah pun dengan saya. Alright? Now, over to you Miss AINA. I balik dulu. Doakan mak saya, doakan perjalanan saya. Bye everyone. I'll see you guys. Assalamualaikum.
Salam, take care, Sri.
Thank you Miss AINA.
That was, I believe, an insightful session kan. Have I been spotlighted yet? Teacher sudah di spotlight highlight ke? Sudah. Terima kasih Sisi. Alright, so before that, breathe in and breathe out. Siapa yang sedih-sedih tu, sedih habiskan dulu. Turunkan air mata tu, ketitisan akhir dulu. Sudah? Okay, Assalamualaikum. Again, good afternoon everyone. So you guys are going to have this session with me pula. Sebelum tadi, lupa nak cerita kat semua orang. Hari ini, the session will be done in reverse. Kita punya session hari ini akan terbalik. Bukan start dengan part 2 and then part 3. Kita terbalik dulu. Kita start dengan HOTS dulu, Mr. ASRI. And then after Mr. ASRI, saya. So kita akan buat apa? Awak buat part 3 with me. And then lepas tu dengan Mr. Shukri, another part 3 tapi lebih kepada to help those of you yang rasa takut tu kan. Nanti Shifu Mr. Shukri akan bantu you guys how to tackle that part. And then last kali awak akan buat part 2 with Miss MARYAM. Is that clear? And satu lagi, I want to remind everyone, macam biasa, if this is your first time seeing me, my name is AINA. Ada ramai yang tak kenal teacher kan? Nama teacher AINA, boleh panggil miss, boleh panggil teacher. So whatever dengan teacher, apa sahaja yang awak nampak dekat TV teacher, these are all the things that you will get after the class. Jadi anak-anak sekalian, don't worry, jangan risau, semua awak akan dapat nanti, okay? Don't worry. So you don't need to take any screenshots. You don't need to copy everything down right now. Tak perlu tanya jawapan akan upload ke tak, akan di-upload. Is that clear? Can I start my session now? Oh, one other thing. Bila teacher tengah explain, let me finish everything. Lepas tu teacher akan take gaps in between the each part. Masa teacher gap tu, you can ask me questions. Is that clear? Boleh? Sebab takut nanti awak tanya in the middle, teacher takut nanti momentum lari, tak sempat habis. Alright, so are you guys ready? Ready semua? Alright, so let's go. Jom, School of Hit itu hari itu tak ada pun jawapan. Bahagian teacher sudah upload. So teacher tak tahu yang lain. Yang lain rasanya dah upload juga. Nanti boleh check, okay? Alright, so let's go. Focus on me. Jangan pandang tempat lain. Pandang teacher sahaja. Waktu habis pukul berapa ni sampai. Fokus je dulu. Nanti awak boleh tengok benda-benda yang tak penting tu letak tepi dulu. Pandang teacher? Boleh? Teacher kena serius hari ni. Sudah? Okay, jom kita tengok. So, part 3. For today's question, I took a question from JPN Terengganu trial paper 2022 punya lah, awak punya. Ini adalah the second set. So part 3. Tajuk dia apa? Kejap lagi kita akan tengok. So we are going to go through a few things. So jom kita tengok the checkpoints first. Apa kita nak sentuh hari ini? So the first thing is we will have a look at the question. Kita tengok dekat soalan together with the mind map. I'll tell you guys, or I'll share with you the flow during the exam as well. Nak tahu pasal flow juga kan? I know some of you mungkin akan bertanya, teacher, flow dia macam mana teacher? Flow. Siapa yang dah biasa belajar dengan teacher, I believe you already know the flow. Siapa yang tak biasa, I'll teach you later. Teacher ceritakan sedikit, okay? So after that, I'll share with you this thing right here. Siapa yang tak pernah belajar dengan teacher, dengan kami semua di MC Plus, I believe this is going to be something new for you. So I'll share with you later. Saya dah siapkan jawapan penuh, nampak? Skrip penuh untuk soalan hari ini. Sampai habis, sampai point 6. Kerja awak lepas kelas nanti, just go through everything to get some kind of reference there. Boleh? So sekarang ni teacher memang nak awak fokus sahaja, just focus. Sebab kita tak banyak masa. Alright, hujung sekali macam biasa, I already have a template for you that you can use. Alright, so nanti boleh tengokkan contoh ini. Saya juga, again, for this part, I've already prepared the answer for that one as well. Okay? Is that clear? Alright. So jom kita mula. Betul. Again, untuk kali terakhir jawapan akan di-upload. Penat jawab korang ni. Okay? So jom kita tengok. Let's have a look. So for today's question, the question is, talk to each other about the reasons why teenagers should take a part-time job. Nampak tak? Lupa nak tanya. Nampak semua ke? Can you guys see the wordings? Nampak ya? Alright. Upload kat mana? MC Plus app, darling. The reasons why teenagers should take a part-time job and decide together which is the best reason for teenagers to take a part-time job. Jadinya, pertama sekali, remember what's going to happen in your exam. Teacher ceritakan the flow. Focus. So dalam exam, this is basically what's going to happen. Lebih kurang macam ni lah ya. Skrip tu lari-lari sikit tapi lebih kurang begini. Alright. So first kali. So teacher konon. I'm going to pretend like I am your school teacher. I am the interlocutor. Ingat tadi Mr. ASRI dia sebut, interlocutor tu adalah your school teacher. Betul? So konon lah teacher ni your interlocutor. So depan mata teacher ada 2 candidates. Teacher nak pinjam 2 nama? Okay, teacher pinjam nama gaduh. Okay, teacher pinjam nama Hani dengan nama Amanda. Okay, okay, so ada Hani and Amanda depan mata teacher. So teacher pun cakap dengan Hani and Amanda. Hani and Amanda, here's your question. Teacher pun bagi soalan. Ada bunyi tau. Nanti masa interlocutor tu bagi soalan, dia memang ada bunyi. Macam tu. Okay, so Hani and Amanda, you take the question paper. And then I will say to them, you will now have some time to discuss the question, to prepare yourself. Sila, you will now have some time to prepare yourselves. Your time starts now. Teacher kata apa? Anda diberi masa, anda ada sedikit masa untuk prepare diri dulu. Siapkan diri dulu. Tak lama. Only 20 seconds. I'm sorry, you only have about 20 seconds for you to prepare yourself. Bukan teacher yang tetapkan benda ni Only 20 seconds to prepare yourselves. So masa 20 seconds during the preparation, what should you do? Nak buat apa time tu? Siapa ingat? Siapa ingat apa kita kena buat dulu? Masa preparation tu. Pandai. Bulat kecil, bulat yang besar. Nak buat apa? Divided into 2. Bahagi 2. So kita bahagi 2 benda ni. Okay? Bahagi 2, tak payahlah dalam exam. Awak pegang pensel cantik, suka hati awak je awak conteng soalan, kertas soalan tu You can't do that, okay? I'm just giving you the illustration or the simulation je supaya awak bayangkan. So dalam kepala bahagikan 2, 3 atas, 3 bawah. Okay, so each of you will only have 3 points for you to discuss. So orang 3 sahaja. So masa dia kata je, your time starts now untuk preparation tu. Amanda dengan Hani pun discuss. Hani cakap dekat Amanda, can I take the 3 at the top, you take the 3 at the bottom? And Amanda pun cakap, sure. Okay dah. Tak gaduh. That's it. Jangan gaduh-gaduh. Kalau Amanda kata, no, I want the 3 at the top. Hani pun kata, okay fine. Orang perempuan, kalau dia cakap okay fine tu maksudnya apa? You're in trouble. Tak adalah. Ni maksudnya malah nak gaduh. Hani pun cakap, okay fine. So, you ada about 10 seconds left. Betul? Ada lebih kurang 10 saat lagi. So, with that 10 seconds you have, what should you do? Nak buat apa? Ada lagi 10 saat tu nak buat apa? Cuba kita teacher. Yes, exactly. You think of what you can for your points, especially your first point. Okay, lagi 10 saat awak ada tu, fikirlah apa awak nak cakap untuk setiap satu point. Atau yang paling penting, awak boleh fikirkan what you want to talk about or what you want to elaborate more for the first point. Faham? Dapat? Okay, seterusnya. Ada orang tanya teacher, do we have to explain all 6 points? If possible, talk about all of them. If not, just discuss the ones yang you sempat discuss. Is that clear? Kalau boleh, kesemuanya. Kalau tidak, kalau sempat 4 lah. Kalau 5 lah. Okay? Clear? Alright. Next one. Yang seterusnya. Ada orang tanya, masa discuss, so can we use Malay? If possible, gunalah English. Bukan if possible, use English. Bukan if possible, use English. Full stop. Okay? Alright. Next. Once the 20 seconds is up, awak dah habis masa 20 saat tu, teacher pun cakap dengan Hani and Amanda. Alright, time's up. You two may now start discussing the 6 points. Lebih kurang gitulah skrip ni, lari sikit lah, lebih kurang. So teacher pun cakap, okay, boleh mula berbincang 6 point tu sekarang. So how long will you have? Only 2 minutes. Anda cuma ada 2 minit sahaja untuk bincangkan ke 6 point. Okay? Teacher, kalau pandang kawan boleh ke? Boleh. It's a discussion after all. So good question. Memang betul itu discussion. Memanglah awak kena pandang. Sebaik-baiknya pandanglah rakan awak itu. Jangan pula you are doing a discussion, but then you look at the interlocutor, you look at the assessor, but you don't bother looking at your friend. Mestilah pandang member. Awak kalau pembawang, awak pandang dinding ke? Awak seorang pandang sana, seorang pandang sini. Tak kan? So you look at your friends, okay? All right. So you talk to your friends, look at your friend, senang begitu. Your partner is your enemy. Okay, so 2 minutes. Okay, teacher nak remind satu benda lagi, dengar betul-betul. I know that you guys have a lot of questions. Please write your questions down on your paper first. Kejap lagi boleh tanya teacher further, okay? Let me finish everything first sebab takut tak sempat nanti benda penting-penting teacher nak sebut. So just focus, okay? All right, so next one, 2 minutes tadi. So each of you, the total time for the discussion is 2 minutes. That means each of you only have 1 minute to speak. Seorang ada 1 minit je lebih kurang. So seorang ada 3 points. That means each of you will only have to speak about a certain, the first topic lah. Each of you will only have 20 seconds to talk about each point. 1 point 20 saat sahaja sebenarnya. Ya, 1 point tu sebenarnya 20 saat je. Lama ke 20 saat tu? Awak on call dengan boyfriend lagi lama tau. 20 saat je. Susah sangat ke? Tak ada boyfriend. Sama lah dengan teacher, kita single juga. Alright, so only 20 seconds for each point. Now, next part. Teacher, selang-seli ke sekaligus? Okay, can you see what I've written down here? Pass the baton. Apa tu pass the baton? Maksudnya yang awak lari tu, lari ganti-ganti tu kan? Maksudnya selang-seli. Bak kata Miss Maryam macam main badminton. Saya serve. Awak pula serve. Itu maksudnya. Okay? Passing-passing. Clear? So that means, contoh tadi, Hani will talk about her first point. Once Hani is done, Amanda will talk about her point. Lepas tu patah balik dekat Hani, go and so on and so forth. Sampailah you are done talking about the 6 points. But again, if you don't have enough time to speak or to discuss all 6 points, it's okay. Discuss what you can. Bincanglah mana yang sempat. Kalau 4, makanya 4 sahajalah. But there's one thing I need to say. Let's just say that tadi, during the discussion, let's just say that you tak sempat nak discuss all 6 points. Then, listen carefully, this is important, listen carefully. Then, when you get to the decision-making part, betul tak? Lepas discussion, kita kena buat keputusan ni betul, kena pilih satu choice, kena make a choice, betul? So when you get to this part right here, make sure you choose one of the points yang you did discuss. Okay? Saya ulang semula. Kalau tak sempat discuss ke 6 point, katalah you only managed to discuss 4 points. Okay? So masa dekat decision ni, choose one of the 4 points yang you dah discuss. Katalah A, B, C, D. Jangan pula masa dah you get to the decision, awak katalah, apa nama tadi? Out of the reasons that we have discussed, I personally think that point D is the best one. Jadi awak pilihlah yang dah sebut. Jangan pula tiba-tiba awak kata, out of the many points that we have discussed, I believe point F is the best answer. Logik tak? Awak tak discuss, tiba-tiba awak pilih dia. Tiba kan Syazwani kan? Itu maksudnya. So, keep that in mind. This is important. Okay? Alright. So, dapat? Dah habis the 6 points. Once you're done discussing the 6 points, pergi dekat decision yang saya sebut tadi. Jangan risau. The interlocutor will say something like, all right, now you are done discussing the 6 points. Now decide on one point together. Lebih kurang begitu. Dia kata lagi sekali, awak dah habis bincang ke 6 isi. Sekarang ni pilih satu isi bersama-sama. Pilihkan satu point sama-sama. Yang inilah decide together which is the best reason. So untuk yang itu, when it comes to the decision part, how long do you have? Just 1 minute. Okay? Dah habis buat decision tu, barulah awak pergi dekat hot question yang the one that you have discussed with Mr. ASRI. Teacher letak 2 minutes ni maksudnya seorang seminit lah. Clear? Ya, ini part 3. Okay? Boleh? Okay dah. Teacher pause kat situ. Sekarang teacher pause. Let me look at the time. Ini pun dah separuh jalan. Teacher ambil lebih kurang 1 minit or 2 minit. I will take 1 or 2 minutes for you to ask me important questions. Soalan penting. Alright, so let's see. Teacher ambil soalan ni yang berkaitannya. Alright, so Alia tanya, can we ask teacher yang ada kat situ if we don't understand the points given? Yes, you can, but you can ask the interlocutor the meaning of certain words. But tadi Mr. Asri sebut benda ni. It is up to them whether they want to answer or not. Awak boleh tanya, mereka jawab ke tidak, terpulang pada mereka. It is up to their discretion. Okay, budi bicara mereka. Okay, seterusnya lagi. Kejap ya. Teacher ambil soalan yang berkaitan yang teacher dah explain ni dulu. Right. Is it a must for candidate A to start the discussion, miss, or candidate B can start first also? Right. Biasanya when it comes to the discussion part, yang bahagian pertama ni, it's usually the first candidate who will start first. Biasanya candidate A akan start dululah. Cuma masa decision, when it comes to the decision part dengan hot question ni, Kalau candidate B wants to start first, it's fine. Tak ada masalah. Okay. Teacher tengok. One last question. Teacher ambil one last question yang random ni. Teacher tu akan cut kita punya percakapan ke kalau kita terlebih masa? Ya. Okay. Let's just say that kalau you guys have 2 minutes to discuss the points, mungkin dia akan tunggu extra 5 saat ke, for example. Kalau after 2 minutes and 5 seconds awak tak habis lagi, dia akan cakap thank you. Dia akan berhentikan dengan cara cakap thank you lah biasanya. Alright. So, alright, pose your questions. So sekarang ni, jom kita tengok. Ready to have a look at the tips. Okay, jom. Dah. Pause dulu soalan. So ini, again, tajuk dia pasal apa tadi? The reasons why teenagers should take a part-time job. So dekat sini teacher tengokkan dulu. Let's have a look at the points sekejap. Create networking. Reduce financial burden. Mengurangkan beban kewangan. Networking ni maksudnya it refers to the situation where awak connect with other people. Dan biasanya kita connect with other people tu for various reasons lah. Okay? Macam kabel lah. Lebih kurang begitulah. Alright. Not exactly the same as cable tapi lebih kurang lah. Okay? Earn extra money, develop social skills, build self-confidence, membina keyakinan diri. Right, last part is going to be gain new experience. Okay, listen carefully. This is important. All right. This is a template ataupun a technique that we at MC Plus use when it comes to the discussion part. Ini adalah cara yang kalau if you use this way or if you use this method, dia nampak, it shows like, or it tells the examiner that you are really trying to show that you can in fact communicate in English effectively and you can discuss a point effectively. Bila awak guna cara yang kita akan tunjukkan ini, dia menunjukkan awak adalah calon yang boleh mengembangkan ayat, boleh membincangkan ayat dan juga boleh berinteraksi dengan betul, dengan efektif dalam bahasa Inggeris. Clear? So topiknya ataupun tekniknya adalah kita panggil story ori. Apa benda tu? Right, story dulu, start, opinion, reason and interruption. Alright, so teacher nak remind everyone satu benda dulu. We only use story untuk point 1 only. Okay, kita gunakan story just for point 1. Point 2 onwards, point kedua dan sampailah point ke-6, kita akan gunakan hanya ori. Alright. And look at teacher dah letak kat situ. Opinion. Ini bermaksud, opinion is the part where you mention your point from the question. Again, opinion is the part where you mention a point from the question. Interruption is done. First of all, dua benda teacher nak sebut. Interruption ni, bahagian menyelit, menyampuk. 1. Interruption is always done by the other candidate. Again, saya ulang semula. Bahagian interruption ni is always done by the other candidate. 2. Macam mana nak buat interruption ni? You interrupt, nampak tak teacher tulis kat situ? You interrupt by relating to your friend's point. Apa maksud teacher dekat sini? I'll explain later. Saya nak awak fahamkan ini dahulu. Again, dua benda pasal interruption. 1. Interruption is always done by the other candidate. 2. You interrupt by relating to your friend's point. Awak menyampuk, tapi menyampuk dengan cara awak connect dengan point kawan awak tu. Okay? So samalah juga dengan bahagian ori. Opinion, reason and interruption. Alright. So jom teacher tunjukkan contoh jawapan for today's question. Alright. So sekarang ni, hold your thoughts. Tahan dulu sebarang soalan. Boleh fokus dekat apa yang teacher tulis ni. Can you guys see everything? Nampak tak semua yang teacher tulis ni? Nampak ya? Nampak tak? Kecil sangat ke? Nampak Alright. So this is going to be your SORI. Start, opinion, reason and interruption. Interruption. Okay, jom kita tengok satu-satu. Start first. S. S stands for start. Start tu apa? Maksudnya awak nak mulalah. Okay. So start ni biasanya you refer to the question. Ayat yang merujuk kepada soalan awak. Bashira kata macam pendahuluan. Exactly. So contoh soalan tadi pasal reasons for teenagers to take up a part-time job. Betul. So lebih kurang awak punya start will be something like that. There are many reasons why teenagers should take a part-time job. Okay, kita go through macam serius dulu Kejap lagi teacher baca macam ala-ala kita role playing sikit kejap lagi. Okay? Alright, so start dulu. That's going to be your pendahuluan. Dapat? Simple kan? Again, your start is referring to your start is going to refer to the question. That's it. Okay. Your opinion. Again, what is opinion again? A point from the question. Betul? So you mention your point. So contoh kat sini. One of them is because it helps them to create networking. Again, there are many reasons why teenagers should take a part-time job. One of them is because it helps them to create networking. That's it. Sebut je point pertama awak. Tadi ingat tak? Mr. ASRI ada kata kena include cohesive devices in your answers. Yes, don't forget to include your cohesive devices. Nanti throughout my answers, you guys will see a lot of cohesive devices being used. Okay? Nanti boleh belik lepas kelas nanti. Kita go through sama-sama dulu. Alright. That is your O. Jom tengok reason. Reason ni ada yang tanya teacher, elaboration kena panjang ke? Senang cakap elaboration tu awak punya reason lah kan. Well, it depends on your proficiency, English proficiency. Ikutlah kelancaran awak. If you can communicate well, if you are fluent in English, then go ahead and give a good reason, give a good justification. Kalau mampu, silakan bagi isi sokongan yang kuat, cukup kukuh. But if English is not necessarily your best subject, it's okay. Gunalah apa yang awak rasa, bagilah reason yang awak rasa mencukupi. Okay? Kalau awak mampu bagi jawapan yang pendek, makanya pendeklah. Kalau rasa mampu panjang, makanya panjanglah. Ikut kemampuan anda. But as long as awak mampu ikut turutan ini, then it's okay. Markah awak takkan teruk. Is that clear? Awak punya grammar tu taklah terlampau teruk. You can actually communicate in English. Mungkin awak taklah super fluent. You're not that fluent, tapi okay je English awak. Walaupun ayat awak katot-katot, tapi awak boleh je berbicara, converse in English, then don't worry, your marks wouldn't be that bad. Mungkin tidaklah tinggi melambung markah awak, it won't be the full marks, takkanlah 24/24, correct? But tidaklah terlampau teruk sangat markah tu, okay? Alright, so again, reason, contoh teacher bagi kat sini. With all the people that they get to meet on the job, okay, they'll get an access to connect to other important people and future job opportunities. Saya bagi sebab. Kenapa pula kalau diorang ada kerja part-time ni, diorang dapat networking? Yelah, sebab masa kerja, diorang dapat jumpa orang macam-macam orang, betul? So, jumpa orang A. Orang A tu kenal dengan orang A square, orang A cube, contoh. Dia kenal orang lain. Betul. So katalah awak, contoh teacher teacher kenal dengan Miss MARYAM. Katalah Miss MARYAM berkawan dengan Datuk Siti Nurhaliza. Dan konon-kononlah suara teacher ni bak buluh perindu pula. Perindu, okay? Let's just say that I am a songbird. So teacher pun cakap dengan MARYAM, Miam, I nak kenal dengan Tok T boleh tak? I suara sedap tak? Faham tak? That is what I mean by you create networking that way. You kenal orang tu. Mungkin that person, mungkin Miss MARYAM tu orang yang penting. Or maybe Miss MARYAM tu yang kenal other people, other important people. You get what I mean here? Itu maksud this reason or this elaboration. Sort of like cable, macam saya sebut tadi, lebih kurang macam cable. Tapi cable tu biasanya family. Okay? Alright. Next one. Saya bagi interruption. Tadi teacher nak tanya, teacher nak test. Interruption tu macam mana? Apa dua benda teacher bagi tahu tadi? What did I tell you? There were two things that I mentioned just now. Apa? Pasal the interruption just now. One, yes, it's always done by the other candidate. Pandai. Again, one, interruption is always done by the other candidate. Two, interruption, you interrupt by relating to your friends, point. Awak relatekan dengan point kawan awak tu. So, tengok, kat sini teacher letak interruption in bracket, candidate B. Ni tadi kan candidate A starts first, betul? It was candidate A who started first. So yang interruption is done by obviously candidate B, betul? So what did candidate B say? Syashul lah teacher. I agree with you. Ini contoh interruption yang panjang sikit. Kat bawah-bawah teacher ada buat a simpler interruption. Jom kita tengok. Izinkan saya mencelah. Wah, Syahira. Okay, so contoh. I agree with you. Nampak pula semua. 1 second. Teacher zoom out sikit. Okay. I agree with you. My brother used to work as a part-timer at a restaurant and he was offered a position as an assistant restaurant manager at another restaurant after SPM through his former manager's recommendation. So again, awak rasa benda ni betul-betul berlaku ke? Tak adalah, teacher gebang je ni. I made this up. Okay? But this is one of the ways that you can interrupt. Ini salah satu cara awak nak menyelit. Salah satu, ingat tadi, kita menyelit tu dengan cara kita relate to your friend's point. Betul? So saya relate dengan cara saya bagi contoh. I relate my point to my I relate my point to my partner's point by giving an example. Okay? Tapi again, ini versi panjang. Versi ketot ada kat bawah. Kita tengok sikit. Okay? So, dah habis candidate B interrupt tu. Once candidate B is done interrupting, candidate B may start talking about his or her opinion pula ataupun his or her point. Boleh mula bercakap tentang point dia pula. Buat benda yang sama. Jom kita zoom tengok yang sini pula. Sekejap lagi kita buat role play untuk A dengan B ni point 1 and point 2. So, sorry adalah untuk yang first point saja, betul? So, Ori for point 2 until point 6. So point 2, candidate B, Ori. Okay, jom kita tengok. Other than to network, selain daripada kita nak berkabel-kabelan, teenagers should also become a part-timer to help them develop their social skills. Bantu sharpen, mengasah kemahiran bersosial mereka. Kemahiran berkomunikasi lah biasanya. Okay. It can be a good training ground. Ini adalah reason It can be a good training ground for them as they learn how to communicate with their colleagues and deal with customers with different personalities. Betul tak? Kalau awak kenapa diorang kena bekerja supaya diorang boleh tajamkan, improve diorang punya social skills. Macam mana benda tu boleh bantu improve social skills diorang? Iyalah, masa bekerja, awak kalau ada part-time job, awak kena cakap dengan bos tak? Kena. Awak kena berinteraksi dengan your colleagues tak? Kawan sekerja? Kena. Kena hadap customers tak? Kena. These are all the things that will help you to improve your social skills. Itu maksudnya. Okay? So barulah kita dapat the interruption balik. Siapa buat interruption ni? Who will do the interruption? Candidate B ke candidate A? Candidate A. Okay? Ingat lagi sekali, the interruption is always done by the other candidate. So apa dia cakap? Awak pun kata, oh absolutely. Some customers can really test their patience or our patience. It takes a lot of skills and tolerance to face them. Betul. Setengah customer ni menguji kesabaran, betul. Itu maksudnya. Kena ada skill dan rasa toleransi yang kuat nak menghadap Karen tu. Faham? So this is a simpler version. Kat bawah nanti awak akan nampak teacher buat lagi pendek. Kat bawah ni contoh Ini point pasal teacher setuju pasal financial burden. Cuba tengok kat sini. Yes, unfortunately, that's the sad truth these days. Everything is becoming more and more expensive. Even the price of eggs has skyrocketed. Harga telur pun mahal sekarang. Contoh. So again, I want to remind you guys that your reasons or your interruptions, they don't necessarily have to be lengthy. It depends on your proficiency level. Ikut kemampuan anda, ikut kemahiran anda. Clear? Asalkan you mencuba. Okay, clear? Alright, so soalan kau apa? Ni pun dah 2:30, 4:30 pula. Nanti, please go through the notes. Teacher nak remind sikit. Go through the notes everything. Kat bawah ni nanti awak, jangan risau. Nota teacher is quite self-explanatory. Awak tengok tu, insyaAllah awak boleh faham. Okay. So nanti ada, bawah ni ada template sikit. Mr. Shukri, sorry sekejap saya curi seminit dulu. Sekejap, sorry sir. Okay, kat bawah ni ada two templates for you guys to use. Satu untuk awak nak disagree, satu untuk tak disagree. But kita orang biasanya tak galakkan students to disagree simply because of the time constraint, kekangan masa. Tak sempat pun kalau nak gaduh-gaduh dengan kawan tu. So simply agree with your friends. Okay? So kat bawah ni ada a bunch of phrases that you guys can use and also sample of answer untuk soalan tadi tu. Ini sample of answer untuk this one. Okay? Boleh tak sempat nak cakap further, nanti hujung kelas kalau sempat kita buat Q&A. So right now, I'm going to pass you guys to our Shifu, Mr. Shukri. All right, hi sir.
Hello. Thank you, Miss AINA. Thank you, Miss AINA. All right, you are with me. Kejap, saya nak adjust ni, bagi ni sikit kan. Yeah. Hi, Assalamualaikum and happy weekend to those who are still enjoying your weekend. Those who are meeting me for the first time, yang tak kenal saya, nama saya SHUKRI. I'll be teaching you English language, guys. So far, so good. Are you still with me? All of you still with us? Yes, thank you very much. And so far, you all dah dengar from Mr. ASRI talking about hot question, and just now we had Miss AINA. And now it is my part. So hari ni kan kita ada masa yang apa ni very packed, very short, and I have about 30 minutes to share with you a few things, and I will try my best to cram everything. Ya, saya akan cuba masukkan. Okay. Miss MARYAM nanti dia datang lepas ni ya. Apa saya nak cakap tadi? Okay. Now during my session afterward, masa sekejap lagi, I cannot really entertain your questions. However, I have jotted down. Dah jot down beberapa soalan masa Miss AINA, masa Miss ASRI tadi, and I will try to answer those questions. Kalau saya tak sempat tengok tu, you can ask question masa Q&A session nanti ya. Alright guys. Now, this is my part. What I am going to do today is this. A lot of students, they ask me, sir, part 3 discussion ni macam saya tengok tadi pun kan, nampak takut, don't worry. I will try my best to calm you down, relax, yeah. And we will go through it, okay? Now, first of all, this speaking part 3 discussion ni, what you should have in mind. There are a few things. Ada beberapa benda yang you all semua ingat benda ni before you go for the test next week, starting tomorrow. First, this is a speaking test. Yeah, you get marks based on your speaking ability. Dia bagi markah berdasarkan kemampuan bertutur. So not on content. Now, from my experience being assessor dekat untuk SPM ni, some students, they can speak, but when we give them certain topic, they cannot speak. So bila dia orang tak boleh cakap tu, bukan maksudnya kita orang dah tak bagi markah sebab dia tak cakap. Kita bagi markah juga sebab kenapa dia tak cakap? Sebab konten tu dia tak ada idea. For example, like some of you, okay, if I give you a topic on music, maybe you can talk about music day and night. Tapi lepas tu, sebagai topik macam geostorm. What is geostorm? What is global warming ke apa? Things that you don't really know kan? So you are stuck. Tapi don't worry guys. Itu bukan bermaksud you all tak boleh cakap. Okay? Don't worry. Kalau assessor atau interlocutor tu tanya, cakap I'm so sorry, it is not that I cannot speak, it's just that I am not familiar with this topic. Okay, all right, itu satu, not on content. So you look at number 2, it is not a comprehension test. This is by nature, you all semua terbiasa dengan kalau test aku mesti bagi jawapan yang betul kan. Kita memang dah terbiasa macam tu. That is not the case with speaking test. Speaking test is not a comprehension test. Of course, you have to comprehend and understand whatever question they gave you. But your answer, jawapan kamu tu tak semestinya betul atau salah. Ya? Okay. Sebab you all tengok number 3 ni, in speaking test, your answer is not about wrong or right. It is about logic. It is it should be related to the topic. Ya? Itu benda yang kita kena ingat mengenai speaking test. Why I have seen a lot of students, diorang gelabah, they're scared, they might give wrong answer. No, it is not about right or wrong. It's about logic, practical. You can say whatever you want because they give marks based on your speaking ability, kemahiran bertutur. Ada orang cakap, sir, kalau saya elaborate benda tak ada kena-mengena macam mana? Don't worry. That one I will talk about it later on, yeah? Next, things that you should know before the test. Number 1. Ini benda yang saya akan share dengan you all sekejap lagi dalam masa 30 minit ini, ya? Number 1, types of question. This is to me, based on my experience, this is very important for you to know the types of question. Sebab apa? Kalau kita tahu jenis soalan tu macam mana, senang kita nak fikir ayat macam mana kita nak buat. I have that trick for you. Shortly I will share with you, okay? Next, how to split the points with your partner. Tadi Miss AINA dah bagi satu cara and I will share my way of splitting the points with your partner. And then thirdly, how to mention the points. Ini selalu. Guys, betul tak? This is your biggest problem, betul tak? Kan? Don't worry. I have the trick for you, this one. And it is super easy, totally easy, definitely. Even your brother, sister dekat kindergarten pun boleh buat. Wow. Ya, bang. Sampai macam tu kan. Alright, number 4. What to do if you don't understand the point? Okay. Next, number 5. How to avoid being off track. Ini being off track, sedap perasan banyak student saya dekat sekolah pun kan. Kadang-kadang bila cakap tu dia melencong, merayau tak ke mana, which is not related to the topic at all. So there is a way to tackle this situation. Okay. All right. Next, number 6. Can you help your partner? Okay, ini pun kita bakal bincang lagi. And then this is the most important part, number 7. How to create the discussion vibe tu. Misalnya dah cakap tadi. So saya akan tambah lagi information so that you have both. You have Miss AINA punya cara and you ada SHUKRI punya cara, and then nanti you akan combine benda tu, you tengok yang mana yang sesuai and dia jadi kebabu. Right? So that is what we at MC Plus do for you. No problem. Kita akan jaga you sampai exam. Now, first of all, jom kita tengok type of material, question yang you all bagi ni, sir. Hi Zaid, hi everyone. Okay. So, types of material ni, yang soalan dia bentuk macam ni lah. Right? So, I'm sure all of you are very familiar with this. Okay? Dia ada topik dekat tengah and dia ada 6 points. This is standard. Yeah? Now, sebenarnya, bila sudah kaji-kaji kan, there are 2 types of questions. Question material ni. Dia ada type A, which is you need to give reasons or opinion to a topic, and type B, they ask you to give methods or ways to a topic. Ini cara, yang ni pendapat. Sebagai contoh, this one, the first one, we look at type A. Type A apa guys tadi? Type A apa? Type A, reasons or opinion to a topic. Macam ni, kita tengok soalan dia. Look at the topic here. Things that interest teenagers. Perkara-perkara yang menarik minat remaja. So, contohnya online games. Ini adalah pendapat kita salah satunya adalah online games, electronic gadgets. So this kind of topic, this kind of question doesn't require you to give methods or cara. Dia minta opinion. Okay, so far jelas tak yang saya cakap tadi? Is it clear? Are you following me, ladies and gentlemen? Very good. Thank you very much. Now we go to type B. Type B, the point asking us to give methods or ways to a given topic. Okay. Contoh dia macam ni. Okay. Ways or methods. Answering to the question, how to do what? How to do this? Okay. Contoh dia soalan dia macam ni. Ways retailers make buyers shop more. Cara-cara peniaga nak membuatkan pembeli membeli lebih. Okay. So bila topik macam ni, dia adalah jenis soalan yang meminta student bagi cara ataupun methods. Bukan bagi, benda tu dah ada dah, point tu semua dah ada, everything is there. It's just for you to mention. Okay, now, how many types of questions are there? Yang saya bagi tahu tadi. How many types of questions? Thank you very much. There are 2 types, right? Now, kenapa kita nak tahu? Why should we know these 2 types of questions? It will help you a lot, guys. How? How it helps you? It helps you to construct the sentences. Okay. Now I understand those of you out there today yang dekat rumah, dekat mana ke, ada kemahiran bertutur yang berbeza-beza. Dan hari ni saya nak tolong semua, okay, especially those who do not really know how to make sentences, nak buat ayat tu kan, ada yang terketa-keta kan. Dekat sekolah selalu cikgu cakap, oh kena buat begini, yang tu yang sepatutnya buat. But sepatutnya buat, there are things that we cannot do. Yeah, we'll talk about it shortly. Jom kita balik, go back to why we need to know these types of material. So untuk type A ni, when the topic require us to give reasons or opinion, dia minta pendapat, contoh dia, things that interest teenagers like extreme sport, online game. Cara nak buat ayat dia begini, guys. Okay, we can use these useful phrases untuk yang minta pendapat atau reasons or opinion ni. Okay, macam mana? Tengok. If you are struggling to make sentences, you definitely agree with me that this is super easy. Sebab macam ni. Okay, this one, ni ways, factor, things semua ni, depends on this. What they give you in the topic. Like this one, things that interest teenagers kan. You look carefully and focus what I'm trying to share with you ya. Okay, cara nak buat ayat. Saya ambil ni. One of the ways, things ya, sorry. Things tadi. Okay, saya ambil yang ni. One of the things that interest teenagers is online games. Senang tak? Ayat kedua. One of the things that interest teenagers is electronic gadgets. Ini cakap benda yang simple sangat. Okay. Itu cara yang kita boleh buat. Kalau tak nak ulang-ulang, let's say you don't want to repeat one of the things kan, you can add like another thing that is a variety. Another thing that interests teenagers are books. Senang, very simple. Okay, so that is for type A. So far, is it helpful to you? Boleh? No need to use nanti Sat, ampak kalut. Nak cohesive devices Sat. Okay, Ustaz. Okay. Now, type B. Type B. How to do it? Kita tengok dekat sini. Okay. This one is some useful phrases for type B. You have to start like this. One of the ways, ini tak kisah, one of the ways, sometimes dia kata one of the ways ke method ke apa ke, depends on what they give you in the topic. Lepas tu dekat sini letak topik, tengok macam ni ya. And then you continue with is by what. So yang ni with ing form ni, like using, offering, giving ni, depends on the point. Macam mana? Let me show you. Okay, katakan yang ni, ways retailers make buyers shop more. Okay, sambil di sini. One of the ways retailers make buyers shop more, dengan ni topik dia kan, is by, dengan cara, is by tu maksudnya dengan cara. Okay, ini cara-cara dia. Okay, ini 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 ni cara-cara dia. Katakan yang ni, gigantic sales sign. So we know what is sign. Signs ni adalah papan tanda, right? Papan tanda. So kalau papan tanda, apa? Kita menggunakan lah kan? Menggunakan gigantic sales sign yang besar. So jadi kita boleh jawab by using gigantic sales sign. Tengok. Saya ulang balik kejap lagi ya. Okay. One of the ways retailers make buyers shop more is by using gigantic sales sign. Okay. So macam tu cara dia. Kenapa kalau kita dah tahu question itu type A or type B, it helps us to use the proper phrases untuk buat ayat itu. Okay, now cara ini sebenarnya walaupun although you do not understand apa itu freebies you tak tahu kan? Tapi you still boleh buat ayat. Because this is speaking test. Doesn't matter if you do not understand, the meaning of the point, if you know how to construct the sentences, you are safe. Contoh dia macam ni. Miss like store layout. Dia miss like store layout. You don't know, right? So katakan hari tu kamu tak tahu sangat, kamu memang taram je lah. Teringat SHUKRI aja buat ayat. One of the ways retailers make buyers shop more is by, letaklah kata making ke, giving ke, apa ke, agak-agak lah yang sesuai dengan store layout. Store layout ni susunan store. Designing, very good. Is by designing Miss like store layout. Okay, itu yang apa yang saya cakap dekat sini sekarang ni for type A and type B, which is A is asking for opinion, B is asking for ways. Yang saya nak terang dekat sini adalah macam mana nak membantu you all buat ayat. Okay, supaya you all tak tunggu, tak blank, tak diam terus. Okay, so this one you can practice before you go into the examination hall. Alright, ramai yang tanya, sir, tak perlu hurai ke? Alright, now before I answer that question, I would like to share with you something else. This one is on constructing sentences. So constructing sentences ni dia ada two methods. Yalah, kalau kita guna structure yang sama dengan kawan kita, then macam too redundant, you get bored, right? There's no variety at all. So ada dua cara yang saya nak suggest dekat sini. Method A is you have the topic, you mention the topic first, and then followed by the point. Macam mana? Ini topik dulu ya. One of the things that interest teenagers, this is topic, right? One of the things that interest teenagers is fashion. So ini point. Okay. Ini struktur yang kita dah discuss tadi. You mention the point. You mention the topic and then the point. Okay. Kalau terlupa, saya tunjuk balik dekat sini. Okay. We have the structure. Kita mention topic and then kita mention point. That is topic plus point. Yeah. Okay. I hope you're following me. Yeah. Sama juga macam yang second one tadi. One of the ways retailers make buyers shop more is by offering freebies. So, topic, point. Method B is point plus topic. Ini you cakap point dulu. Nampak? Saya letak point dekat depan. Fashion is one of the things that interest teenagers. Saya kecilkan sikit. Okay. Point dulu. Fashion is one of the things that interest teenagers. Point, topic. Sama juga macam ni. Point, by offering freebies is one of the ways retailers make buyers shop more. So, there are two methods that you can construct the sentence. Dia boleh, kita how to say, that's a word, alamak, time ni pula lupa kan. Reverse structure. Okay, the first one, you mention the topic and then the point, and then alternatively, you can mention the point and then the topic. So far. Boleh ke? Can you follow me, guys? Very good. Thank you very much. Now, macam mana nak how to create that discussion environment, that to have that discussion vibe. Okay, saya nak cakap ni benda yang mudah, very practical. Yang pandai-pandai tu, those who can speak fluently, I don't have any problem. My major concern is for those who are struggling, macam mana nak buat kan. Yang pandai-pandai tu dia boleh ni sendiri dia. You can still follow this template, but yang pandai-pandai tu they can be creative. But those who are average and below ni kadang-kadang aku nak cakap apa alamak. Okay. Macam mana kita nak menghilangkan rasa takut tu? Jom kita tengok benda ni. Dekat sini, how you should distribute the point, nak bahagikan point tu macam Miss AINA tadi, dia bahagi separuh-separuh, seorang ambil 3 point atas, 3 point bawah kan. So my idea, you can alternatively do this. Okay, ini point pertama, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 6 points there. So candidate A can take 1, 3, 5, and B can take 4, 5, 6. Okay, 1, 3, 5, B, 4, 5, 6. This one you can decide before you go into the hall. Dalam tu kalau nak ubah-ubah sikit, it is up to you lah. Okay. Tu dekat mana? Aduh, thank you very much. 2, 4, 6. There you go. Okay, 2, 4, 6. 1, 3, 5. 2, 4, 6. Jadi selang-selang kan? Selang-selang sembanglah, ada discussion. Alright, now how to go about it? Jom tengok. This one is candidate A. Candidate A will start the session. Alright, so there are two ways of doing it. Okay, number one, number two. You can start like this. Today, I'd like to talk about the advantages of online shopping. To begin with, okay, when you say to begin with, then you mention point number one. Yeah, you mention point number one. Or you can also start, for a start, one of, ini terus lah. For a start, or firstly, apa you mention the first point. Candidate A, lepas dia mention first point, dia transfer, dia bagi, dia pass, yang passing method tu kan, dia transfer dekat kawan dia. Okay, do you agree with me, Fariha? Do you agree with me, Fariha? Okay, lepas tu, yang candidate B ni, yang akan mention point 2 ni, dia akan receive, dia akan terima. Contoh dia, yes, I totally agree with you, Ain. Lepas tu, letak penanda wacana. As a matter of fact, mention the point, sebut point tu, cara yang, struktur ayat yang sebagi tadi, elaborate if you can. Okay, alright, I will talk about elaboration shortly. Lepas dia habis ni receive, dia pass balik dekat kawan dia, dia transfer dekat kawan dia. What do you think of my idea? What do you think of my idea? Contohnya, kalau macam ni lah, dia cakap, yes, I totally agree with you, Ain. As a matter of fact, fashion is one of the things that interest teenagers. What do you think of my idea? Okay, lepas tu, dia ni balik ke candidate A kan? Balik ke candidate A receive dulu. Sebab dia tanya tadi, what do you think of my idea? So, dia kata, well, it's a great idea. Tambah penanda wacana. What's more, mention the point, elaborate if you can. Then, dia transfer balik. Would you like to add anything? Would you like to add anything, Faris? All right, guys. Lag. Is it still lagging? Why am I lag? Now dah okay belum? Okay dah? Aduh, time ni lah dia orang nak buat select kan? Okay, no problem. So, saya ulang balik tadi, dia kata, okay. Would you like to add anything, Faris? And then Faris dapat, dia kata, of course I do. In addition, letak apa ni, penanda wacana, and then mention the point. Okay? And then the transfer. Over to you, Nadira. Okay, Nadira dapat sini. Dia balik ke candidate A, point 5 lah. Then dia receive, dia kata, okay, thank you, Faris. Besides, okay, next. Last lah, dia transfer ni kan. Sebab ini dah point number 5 kan. Okay. Lepas tu, transfer. What do you think, sekarang nama. What do you think ideal? Okay. Candidate B is point number 6. Dia cakap, that's true. That's so true. Last but not least, so that is the last point dia nak cakap kan. Last but not least, and then you mention the point, elaborate if you can. And then dia tak payah transfer lah. Sebab dia dah habis dah. Okay. What do you think of this one, guys? What do you think of this structure yang kita transfer, receive, right? Benda-benda macam tu, it is very easy for you all, I believe. I strongly believe you all mesti boleh punya lah benda ni kan. Sebab dah ada dekat situ. Okay. You all nak tak benda ni? Do you want it? Do you want it? Sure, no problem. I will ask them to upload, yeah? Okay, now, talking about this one. Mention the point, Elaborate if you can. A lot of students ask me, sir, nak kena elaborate ke? Alright. Pasal elaboration ni, dia begini tau. The most important thing is you have to mention the point in a complete sentence. Point tu mesti dalam ayatnya lengkap. Okay? A complete sentence. And then huraian. Of course, by right, sepatutnya ada huraian. But what if you do not understand the point? Contoh dia begini For example, like this. So you don't know gigantic sales signs. So you don't know, apa nak elaborate. Nah, yang penting pertama sekali, you are able to mention the point in a complete sentence. Huraian ni, kalau you faham, you elaborate. Kalau you tak faham, you just mention the points. Ini untuk you all yang kurang mahir berbahasa, okay? Ya, macam saya cakap tadi, yang bagus tak ada masalah, okay? Jangan rasa macam, aku wajib nak kena elaborate juga, wajib nak kena elaborate. No. For example, like this, I give you one example lah. You all dekat sekolah, waktu agama ke, waktu moral ke kan, cikgu cakap, kita ni mestilah membantu, menolong orang yang dalam kesusahan. Okay, one day, you pergi tepi sungai, tengok ada orang lemas. You tak boleh berenang. You nak terjun juga. You don't know how to swim. Tapi you ingat, kena tolong orang. Ustazah aku cakap kena tolong orang. Are you still want to jump into the water? Tak. Sebab apa you tahu? Kalau you terjun, you pun lemas. Sama juga dengan elaboration itu. If you don't know how to elaborate, do not elaborate because you will get caught up in your own mess. You mula cakap, lepas tu terperangkap sendiri. Okay? So you like the method I suggested just now, you'll be mentioning 3 points. Okay, ada 3 point. Mungkin 2 ni you tahu, 2 tu you tahu, you elaborate lah. 1 tu you tak tahu, you just mention. Okay, so whatever it is, do what you can do. Do not do something that you cannot do. You bagi, just mention the points in complete sentence pun dah dapat markah. Okay, dah dapat markah dah. Okay, so markah tu dia accumulate, okay, dari part 2 sampai part 3 tu. Okay, lagi alright, there are a few questions yang nak ni tadi. Now, how to avoid being off track? Ada some students who wants to elaborate, sometimes dia off track. Maksudnya off track ni, dia cakap benda yang tak berkaitan. Yeah. So how to do that? To do that is, for example, like this. Okay. Katakan online games. Your point is online games. So keep telling yourself, I should talk only on online games. That's all. Alright. Benda tu. Okay. Next, apa lagi? And I have jotted down, ini dia. Give me about 2 minutes. Ya, Maryam. Okay, sekejap ya. I want to go through this one with the students for a while. So you tell me whether it's opinion or method. Macam mana nak kenal types of questions just now. Okay, benefits of home cook. Is it opinion or method? Yeah, it is opinion. Ways to encourage the use of school library. Nama pun ways, cara-cara kan. So this is method, right? Number 3, ways to support a friend in trouble. Is it opinion? No, this one is method. Next, why you should own a pet. Is this method? No, this one is opinion. Number 5, common teenage problems. This is again opinion. Number 6, ways to manage time. This is method. Sebab dekat sini cara kan. Number 7, what are the benefits of online learning for students? This is again opinion, sebab dia apa pendapat, dia minta pendapat kita. Number 8, ways to reduce rubbish in your neighborhood. This one method, yes, this one method. Number 9, ways to encourage environmental conservation. Method again, very good. Number 10, how to promote local fruit. I gotcha. No, how, bagaimana? Kalau bagaimana cara, right? Yeah, how ni bagaimana? So it is method. So if you are able to identify the question, so either it's type A, type B, then it is easier for you to plan how you want to construct your sentences to mention the point. And then again, there are 2 ways of doing it. Either you mention topic lepas tu point, or point lepas tu topic. Okay, so rasa clear sikit macam mana nak buat apa ni part 3? Yeah, it is sab-sab kan, easy je, tak adalah susah sangat. Alright, I tell you what, I will look at the question and then I will answer some of them during the Q&A later on. Alright guys, so that's about it from me, and if you have any further question, you can drop down, DM me at my Instagram, Sir Shukri. You can ask your friend, you can ask me any question there, yeah. And we have another session on the 14th, if I'm not mistaken. That one I will do paper 1. Okay, so before I forgot, thank you very much, and you have my blessing. Do well next week. Yes, Miss Maryam is already here. Hi, Maryam.
Hi, sir. Thank you so much for all of this sharing. It was amazing. Hello, everybody. Assalamualaikum, and a very good evening. No, it's not evening yet. It's afternoon. A very good afternoon. And assalamualaikum. How's everybody doing? How I've missed you guys. I know. I have been waiting for today since you guys were in the final battle or in our other seminars that we have seen each other, and your speaking is the one that I have been waiting for. And yes, I miss you guys too. Of course I remember. Mestilah saya ingat, rindunya dekat semua. And to those of you yang baru jumpa teacher for the very first time, teacher nak introduce diri teacher sikit. Hello everyone, my name is Maryam. Nice to meet you, and I don't want you to worry about your speaking paper. We only have 20 minutes. Okay, we only have 20 minutes for this. Therefore, I want you to take a deep breath. Oh, thank you. You guys are so kind. You guys are so angelic. Thank you so much. I want you guys to take a deep breath. Jom kita tarik nafas bersama-sama. Okay. You guys are excited for your speaking? Mr. ASRI, Miss AINA, Mr. Shukri dah share semua benda yang you perlu. Oh, dah boleh hembus. Sorry, lupa. Dah boleh hembus nafas. Okay. We can now release. We have talked about all of the things yang related to your part 3. So you guys are going to slay tomorrow onwards. I know. I just want you guys to know that I have received many questions from students asking me, what is the sort of question or theme or topic that I should be reading about? This is not something that I suggest you on doing. What is a famous topic? Now, we are, of course, going to be talking about some famous topic today, but I'm not going to give you what is coming out. You see, for example, if Fakria belajar tentang a person that you admire. So you talk about your grandma, for example. You admire your grandma so much. She's a chef at home. She always cook for everybody. She always do this. She always do that. She's a kind person. She's super humble. And you talk about your grandma in there. And you have studied, because I told you that you're, okay, an admirable person is going to come out. So you talk about grandma all the way. Tiba-tiba, during your exam, you tak dapat admire. I mean the person that you admire. Dina yang dapat the person you admire. Kan Dina? So bila Dina yang dapat the person she admires, what will happen then? You will be devastated. So you cakap, I nak that topic. So dia ada 6 soalan yang dia akan rotate di dalam sekolah awak. Okay, 6 different questions yang dia akan rotate per school. And you don't want to memorize the same thing. Apa yang Firas dapat tak sama dengan Fakria. Apa yang Fakria dapat tak sama dengan Dina. So please don't ask me apa topik ramalan, because I'm going to give you 6 topics. And you have to still learn all about it. Kalau you dah boleh belajar all 6 topik, you dah boleh tahu semua benda. Okay? So I believe that you can. So start this mindset first that you can. So if you guys are ready, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, let's continue with our very first part. You dah tengok, all these notes will be uploaded as usual. So you dah tengok part 1 many times. I'm not going to talk about that. We're going to put that away. But remember, part 1 is important. Macam ASRI cakap pagi tadi. Part 1 important untuk you dapatkan the ice breaking session, okay? And then part 2, that's what we're going to be doing. This is individual long task. No one is going to be there with you but yourself. Now, if no one's going to be there, you have 3 to 4 minutes to host the entire session and talk about it. Now, it is an individual long text per person. You're going to get about 1 to 2 minutes. Teacher, if I reach that 2 minutes, what will happen? Your interlocutor will cut your conversation. So don't miss it out. You have 2 minutes. Use the most of it. Okay, you have to answer all the given question. I repeat, you must answer all the given question. No skipping. Now, with a listening candidate response question, which is 20 to 30 seconds each, maknanya they will ask you about your opinion on the other person's topic. Okay? And then there's going to be you giving information of non-personal kind. You have to talk about things in usage of tenses, melibatkan past, present, dan future experience. So use your tenses wisely. When you want to talk about the person that I admire, let's say you want to say, I admired my grandmother because she was a nice person. Girl, boys, I don't want you to use past tense talking about a person that's still alive and happy. Okay? Jangan guna past tense. It's going to be giving the different meaning. You know what I'm saying. Okay? So what's going to happen next? Explain and give your reason. Tak ada idea, bagi reason. Tak ada idea, bagi reason. Keep on giving your reasons behind it. Tak ada idea, bagi personal experience. We're going to dive into the questions in a bit. And then I want you to learn about how you can describe people, places, and situations. Sebab ini adalah 3 benda yang you dah master. Kalau dia tanya, talk about a holiday destination, places there, you got yourself a good deal. Talk about people you love. I love Jenny Blackpink so much. I think she's so adorable. People, you got yourself people. Situation, describe a stressful day. We have all had a stressful day. You are going to be talking about something that's close to you. You know what's happening. Okay? Berapa soalan yang diberi? 4 soalan. We're going to dive into it in a bit. Finally, dia akan tanya soalan that is related to naming person, naming personal characteristic, objects, and also activities, going back to the idea of the first one. Okay, everyone is doing okay? This one Buti akan bagi ya. This is just a point form. You can read it on your own for part 3. Not going to cover that. So let's check out the first part. If you want to practice on the very first part, you can use this. I'm going to leave this in your notes. I'm going to talk about that. And then this is what's going to happen. They will ask you to talk about something that is right in front of you. Imagine your interlocutor beri you a prompt card, buka, tiba ada soalan dalam tu, jangan panic. You cannot change your question and say, hey, Maria, can I change this question with you? I don't like this question. I'm not very nice. Don't do that. Okay? Jom. Dia akan bagi 2 soalan. Satu candidate A, satu candidate B, based on the similar theme and topic. Okay? Based on the similar theme and topic. For example, if your friend dapat a famous person I admire, maybe Nazria akan dapat a topic that's related to your favorite celebrity or something. Alright, so dia akan cakap macam ni. In this part of the test, I'm going to give each and every one of you a topic, and I would like you to talk about it on your own. You need to also answer a question briefly about your partner's topic. Okay, remember about your partner's topic. So jangan Tanushree masa member tengah cakap, time itulah Tanushree tengah fikir benda lain. Pay attention. Tanushree, I miss you too, by the way. I really miss all of my students in here. I'm so happy to see all of the names. Now, let's see. Interlocutor to candidate A. Dia cakap, candidate A, is your turn first. I'd like you to talk about this topic. Bila dia cakap pasal this topic, let's say Fakria dapat talk about your favorite social media platform. Fakira nampak je social media, la ilaha illallah. Saya ni teacher, tak ada social media pun teacher. Social media pun saya tak tengok teacher. Saya ni fokus SPM je. Social media. Macam mana ni. You have to tipu. You have to lie. White lies. Lie. You can say, my favorite social media platform is MySpace. Wow. Betul ke salah? Betul. Betul. Just because MySpace dah tak wujud, teacher saya tak tahu apa tu MySpace. MySpace tu zaman teacher muda dulu. Nanti you Google. MySpace. I love MySpace. I think MySpace is a great platform because it connects people together. And besides that, I also think MySpace makes me happy because we can add music onto our profile. Wah, Fakria, awak tahu pasal MySpace. Teacher pun dah lupa. Cikgu awak akan fikir macam tu. Tak apa, you can talk about it. Now, when you talk about social media, what is it? What involves social media? Jadi kita nak bincang juga. And then you have some time to think. Ya Allah, teacher nak marah sikit boleh? Kenapa you tak guna time untuk think? Guna masa untuk fikir. Kalau masa tu you gunakan untuk relaxkan diri you, go for it. Teacher, what if I accidentally say social media as YouTube? Does that count? YouTube. There's an argument, it's in social networking, but you're not replying people. You're not interacting with people. So it's better for you to say Discord ataupun Twitch. Twitch you boleh communicate with your friend kan? I'm not quite sure how it works. Discord is better. It's better. Tapi better for you to use the social media platform where you can communicate with people, people can interact with you, people can see what's happening with you. All right? So the best way is for you to go within IG or TikTok or Facebook, all right? The common ones. WhatsApp pun boleh juga, because now WhatsApp have a lot of new feature. Kalau nak cakap TikTok, macam-macam idea. Jadi kita nak bincang TikTok, alright? So let's see. You have 20 seconds to prepare. Dah prepare. Dia cakap, okay, alright, you may start now. Lepas tu, candidate B pula related to the question A. Dia akan tanya, hot question tu dekat your friend, bukan you, Lepas tu, can I say, etc. I suggest you to give ideas and reason instead of saying etc. Okay, jangan cakap etc. Jangan cakap and many more. It looks not so confident. All right, so let's take a look at the next one. That's it. And then dah habis dah. Dia bagi balik booklet dekat dia, jangan buat balik rumah pula. Okay, jom kita talk about the topic that can come out. All right, a celebration at school. Talk about a celebration held at your school. Okay, I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to give it to you. You can check it out and practice on your own. Tapi today I want to talk about social media. Boleh? Can I talk about social media platform? Alright, jom kita cerita pasal a social media platform. Now, part 2 candidate booklet. We are only going to discuss one topic, so don't worry about it. Can you guys see it? Tulisan teacher. Comel sangat. Okay, jom kita tengok. Talk about your favorite social media platform. You should say which platform. Bila dia cakap platform bukan je trend dia tak cakap pasal trend tau, dia tengah cakap pasal social media. Landasan social media mana yang awak prefer? Why is that? Kenapa? What is great about it? And then dia akan tanya soalan yang terakhir ni dengan member awak. Boleh, dengan awak pun boleh. In this case, kalau dia list down for you, you yang jawab. Jangan you tengok yang terakhir ni member punya soalan. Biar member lah jawab. Tapi soalan kebat yang dia akan tanya dekat member awak. What about you? Do you have a social media account? Itu soalan yang dia akan tanya kawan awak. Okay? So, jom kita buat bersama-sama. Louise, I will double check. Okay, I will double check and then see about that. So, soalan yang pertama ditanya, first and foremost, answer in one big chunk. First thing that you need to do, answer in one big chunk. Dia cakap talk about your favorite social media platform. You terus cakap macam ni. Alamak, mana page? Okay, hilang pula page saya. Okay, start. Step 1. Apa yang awak kena buat? Buat a general idea. Talk about the general idea of this. So you cakap everyone ataupun everyone I know has social media. Okay? Ataupun almost everyone I know love being on social media. Alright? So why is that so? Number one, apa yang you kena buat? You have to give a general statement. Sorry. Statement about the topic. Buat buka dimas sikit. Okay? Give a general statement about topic or theme. Okay. You ingat lagi macam mana you buat essay you? Bila nak cerita tentang satu benda, you talk about the general idea first. Dapat markah ke teacher? Dapat. So for example, dia tanya, talk about the person you admire. Everyone in this world has someone that they love. As for me, I love my mother. She is the best thing that have ever happened to me. Every day I wake up, I see her face. And I told myself, what would I do without this woman? Do I need to be that dramatic? No need lah. But if you want to, can lah. If you build your confidence, go ahead. Okay, juga to talk about the next one. So everyone I know has social media. Buka sedikit. Dia tak tanya ni. Dia tak tanya. Tapi the moment Tanushri buat macam tu, they will see, wow, this girl know what she's talking about. Boom, dapat markah. Okay, jom kita tengok. Which platform I love? Okay, so answer question 1. Okay, and then answer every given questions. All right? Then you answer every given question. Jom kita tengok the next one. So jom kita jawab sama-sama. Masa you nampak ni, I tak nak you jawab satu-satu macam which platform. I think for me it's TikTok. For me it's TikTok. Why I think TikTok? Because I think TikTok is a very good platform. TikTok is a great platform where everybody is there. Can talk about so many things. What is great about it? I think TikTok is very great in a way that my family is on TikTok. My grandmother, my grandfather, everybody is on TikTok. I connect with people on TikTok, you know, and that is the greatest thing about it. And why do I think teenagers can survive without social media? I think teenagers can survive without social media. Because they will create their own social media. It is the new generation. They create anything. They are very advanced. And we are very advanced. Like my friend Awal once said, if we don't have social media, we just eat food. We just eat food. So what I think about teenagers can survive or not, I think teenagers can survive. You dapat tak apa yang incompetent dekat situ? You jawab, you repeat soalan. No, don't do that. Jangan beri soalan balik. Interlocutor tahu apa soalan. Interlocutor dah tahu. You just jawab macam ni. You jawab, I believe TikTok is my favorite social media platform. Now, kenapa you cakap benda-benda macam ni? Kenapa you start dengan I believe? Because bila you start dengan I believe, you are telling that this is your opinion. And you are triggering your mind untuk keluarkan idea. So, lagi banyak idea akan keluar. Bermacam-macam idea akan keluar. TikTok is my favorite social media platform. Nak cakap terus because. Cakap terus because. Cakap terus because. Because. Dia tanya, why is that, guys? Berarti kena proses soalan. Process the question. Why is that? Terus jawab. Because it involves so many current trends and issues that I can relate to. Do you agree people are on TikTok because it's relatable? Yes, I am on TikTok because I love how TikTok it is. Talk about that. I can relate to. I can relate to so many topics. I don't like this thing, I exit out. I don't like something on TikTok, I click uninterested. And then it will be curated for me. Talk about that. And then number 2, dia cakap, what is great about it? Apa yang so great about it? Teacher, bukan ke tu benda yang sama? Bukan ke tu tak sama? This is your opinion yang you rasa you suka. Bila you cakap, what is great about it? The online TikTok live shop. TikTok live shop. The greatest thing, you see terus jawab, the greatest thing about it on TikTok is the online, atau sorry not online, I guna words like the live TikTok shop where I can buy clothes as cheap as RM25. Dah. Tak tahu idea teacher, masukkan personal experience. I think that is great. I also believe that I love watching the live ASMR. I love watching the live on TikTok that I can also be out there learning new things. The edutainment, I like the edutainment. Bagi example, I like the edutainment given by all of the educators out there. Bagi example, I love watching Sir Iqbal's Atikoma videos because it makes me happy and I get to learn so many new things. Talk about that. Talk about that. All right? And then what else that you can talk about? Boleh ke buat Atikoma, teacher? Boleh. This is a conversation. You are talking about something that is related to you, close to you. Boleh, why not? Okay? Cakap, I love watching Sir Syami talk about his history, experiences. Talk about Kemahbo. Apa you nak cakap, cakap je. Everything, I will send this to you. Now, finally, do you think teenagers can survive without social media? No. No. No, I don't think so. Kalau Fakria, absolutely not. Give emotion, absolutely not. Why? Why? Because it has helped our generations to learn organically. This is not like or something new, you know. This is not like the traditional media that I am fed into the ideas of what people want to tell me. When it comes to social media, I get to know about everything because there are real people out there feeding me this information. And I want to know all about it. And I love being on social media. Thank you very much. That's all. Any question? What is learning organically? Maknanya, without having anything to be tempered, without having anything to be covered, maknanya fresh, you know? Authentic. Okay, I will send this. Now, ada yang tanya, teacher, boleh ke saya nak jawab untuk kawan saya? No. Janganlah. Janganlah jawab untuk kawan awak. You rasa you membantu, tapi kawan you rasa macam, boleh tak jangan cakap apa-apa? Aku tengah nervous ni, tolonglah. Bagi dia time, okay? Kalau dia lost idea, siapa yang akan tolong? Trust me, interlocutor akan tolong. Interlocutor, nama dia interlocutor tu tahu tak maksud dia apa? Dia adalah a middle person. Dia adalah a middle person untuk bantu awak. Dengan siapa? Dengan assessor yang tengah duduk kat sebelah tu. So, jangan takut. Jangan takut. Okay? So, because of lack of time, because we only have 20 minutes, kan? Jadi, of course, teacher tak biarkan you sorang-sorang. Teacher ada bagi you connectors that you can guna. This one, you can get it in our answers, eh? Okay. I believe, it seems to me that, inilah ayat-ayat lawa awak, template awak. In my opinion, my first thought on this is, I am convinced that social media is great. I am convinced that my mother is the best person. Tapi itu tak sesuai lah kan, sebab your mother is something personal to you. I am convinced that this and that. Okay, dia boleh juga tanya soalan yang melibatkan, kita akan bagi list specify intention. Macam ni bagi tahu intention. In the event that, as long as semuanya lah, asking for clarification, to repeat the question, to agree and disagree, to conclude your points. Please read them. Jangan hafal, baca 3 atau 2 saja. Idioms tak ada pun tak apa, don't worry about it. Remember, this is just a conversation. Boleh tak bisik dengan partner? Jangan bisik lah. Tak ada discussion kat sini. Discussion part 3. Okay, boleh Fakri, I will. So, I ada sediakan semua soalan yang mungkin boleh keluar. Okay, tapi bukan exact question lah. For example, describe your hobbies, free time. For example, school. What is your favorite subject in school? What's difficult? This and that and so many things. Travel. Which holiday destination? Family. What kind of work do your parents do? They won't ask you this question, but I just bagi to help you out, alright? Now, talk about your uncle. Talk about your hometown. Describe your hometown. Talk about your friends, childhood friends. How you know this best friend of yours? A friend, this friend, that friend. Semua friend lah. So, food. Talk about food. What do you like? What do you cook? Do you cook or you don't cook? And then movies, interest lah kan, such as music, movies, books, television. Talk about that. Have you seen a movie? What happened in that movie? Ini for part 2. Ini untuk part 2 bukan part 3 Boleh. I will upload this. Don't worry. Favorite singer or group? Guys, by the way, kalau dia tanya favorite singer satu kalau group, baru group then talk about it. And then, do you prefer watching movie in the theater or at home? Recreation, do you exercise? Do you like to play sports? What sports do you like? What is the most popular sport in your country? What do you like outdoor activities? Or you don't? Technology, do you use social media? What do you like? What time do you spend? How long do you spend your time on social media? Nak jawab macam mana, teacher? Social media, berapa jam? I spend 2 hours a day. Dah, tak payah cakap. Tak payah cerita. Daripada morning, noon, and night. Tak payah nak cakap. Tak payah nak cakap in detail. You just cakap satu minit sekali bila saya tengah pergi tandas. Sebelum saya bangun tu saya buka 2 minit. You don't have to. You just say how long. Accumulate the time. Alright? Boleh. I share the answer right after this class. And then on typical day, what happened? What is your normal morning routine? This can come out. Dia boleh tanya, what is your day like? Describe your day. Describe your stressful day. Masuklah, you make your bed, you do your skincare routine. Walaupun lah Teacher Maryam tak pernah buat skincare routine. Boleh ke Teacher Maryam cakap dia buat skincare routine? Cakap je. I study. This is exam season, you know. When is the most stressful part of your day? Part of the day? Of your life? You can talk about that, okay? Ceritakan. Jaga adik. Fazrin cakap morning, noon and night. I think about her. Teacher baru teringat sekarang. Why would I care for her? Alright, that's all. Nantilah kita jumpa lagi. The final battle kita ada lagi 2 session. Because I care about her. Or I care for her. Alright, that will be all. Thank you very, very much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm so sorry kita tak dapat nak cerita banyak. Semua ni teacher akan beri kepada awak. And ada yang dalam bentuk soalan juga. Tengok ni. Semua. Bacalah sendiri nanti, okay? Tak sempat kita nak buat semua. Alright, thank you so much, guys. Thank you for being in here. I really appreciate it. I cannot wait to see you guys in our final battle, and all the best for your speaking paper. We only have less than a day. Tomorrow it's going to start, and I know you can do it. I believe in you. Lots of love from me to you. So I'm going to pass it over to Sir Shukri and Miss Aina. If you guys have any question, please ask us now. We have about 5 more minutes left.
All right. Thank you, Maryam. Thank you very much. Yeah, I have a few questions here that I would like to answer. Saya nak jawab ni. Nanti kalau Miss Aina ada nak jawab soalan lain, nanti Miss Aina jawab. Okay, soalan pertama yang saya jumpa tadi. Boleh cakap macam bersembang? Yes, of course lah. Kita cakap macam bersembang. This is speaking test. It is a conversation. Kita tak payah nak formal sangat pun tak apa ya. Kemudian Boleh discuss dalam BM. Yes, during discussion, tak payahlah kuat-kuat sangat. Because during discussion tu, you will not be assessed yet. Dia akan bagi markah the moment dia tekan loceng tu kan. Nanti you akan dengar loceng tu. Masa tu, you tak boleh BM lah. Kalau masa you discussion tu nak cakap, kau nak point yang mana satu? Ni apa? Itu terpulang kepada you all. Because that discussion time memang tak ada markah dekat situ. Next, boleh pilih point yang sama dengan kawan? Tak boleh lah. Sebab tu saya cakap tadi, kita dah decide dah, you ambil apa. So yang tu kita tak boleh cakap dengan kawan. Starter potong markah dah, tahu gagap-gagap. Ini, bila kita buat discussion, it is by nature normal for us to pause macam, I think, you know what. So, it is normal. Kita cakap hari-hari pun macam tu kan. So, dia tak adalah potong markah untuk tu. Sebab it is considered as a norm. It is part of conversation. We pause to think benda tu normal. Yeah. And then, jawab. Tapi jawapan tu tak kena soalan. Ini saya dah jawab tadi ya. Okay. HOTS. Saya nak tambah sikit. Tadi tak sempat cakap pasal HOTS. So, HOTS ni adalah soalan yang paling akhir, okay, di part 3. And you all tak ada masa nak dia tak ada bagi untuk fikir apa. Dia very prompt, dia tanya soalan dan dia you jawab. Kenapa tahu? Because hot question ni will determine either you akan dapat especially untuk communicative competence tu, you akan dapat markah 5 atau 6. Apa yang saya maksudkan dekat situ ialah this one ya. Sekejap, tadi saya tak sempat nak tunjuk. Okay. Now, as you can see here, this one is sample assessor marksheet ni kan. Ini you have your candidate's name, index number. Dia ada column untuk grammar which is 6 marks, and then vocabulary 6 marks, and then we have communicative competence 6 marks. Dekat sini lah mungkin you dapat 5 atau 6 ni kan. Yang ni vocabulary ni biasalah kalau dah bagus tu dia letaklah 6. Cuma yang ni the hot question will determine on that ya. Markah individual. Okay, sekejap. Markah individual, ingat macam dosa pahala, dosa individual. You buat, you dapat, orang lain tak dapat. Yes, like that. And then what else? Saya pergi cepat. HOTS boleh discuss berapa lama? There's no time to discuss HOTS. They ask you question, you answer. That's all. Okay. Sir, kalau agree dengan partner, kalau agree, kena agree ke dengan partner? Okay ke? Okay. After the discussion, you have to choose one of the best point, one of the best ways ke apa. Just agree je. Tak payah nak disagree, nak kalut lagi sebab apa? Tak banyak markah, tak banyak masa. Okay, just choose one and then you agree. Macam mana nak rangka ayat? Just now I have given you the tips on how to construct the sentences. That one I have shared with the troopers. They will give it to you ke? Perlu ke habiskan 6 points? Alright, 6 points. Kalau dah masih tak cukup, tak perlu habiskan. Okay, don't worry. Because the interlocutor and the assessor already assess you dekat part 2 yang Miss Maryam touch tadi, and also part 3 yang you dah cakap itu. Okay, don't worry about that. Next, interlocutor says thank you sebelum kita habis discuss point. No problem, itu benda yang sama. Because of the time, you don't have to worry. Tak payah rasa risau macam alamak, aku tak sempat habis, nanti mesti tak dapat markah. No, markah tu sama je. Because they have assessed you from part 2 tadi tu. Okay, so I hope I have cleared some confusion there. I have clarified some situation. AINA, Maryam, ada apa nak tambah?
Hai, sekejap teacher nak nampak. Sorry Maryam, tadi I nampak ada students tanya. So I reply kat sini je lah Tak ingat siapa tanya tadi. Is it a must for you guys to pass the button? Wajib ke anda memain passing-passing tu? Dia bukan wajib. Do you know why we encourage you guys to pass the baton ataupun main badminton tu? Tahu tak kenapa kami cadangkan begitu? Sebab think about it this way. What happens, kita manusia ni bila bercakap, kita kadang-kadang terlupa tak pandang jam, betul? Samalah dengan teacher pun. So if you talk about all 3 points at one go, kesian kat kawan, takut kawan tu tak perasan. Awak 2 minit je tahu. Awak bebel-bebel about your points, tahu-tahu dah 2 minit. Ambil member yang kat tepi tu tak sempat cakap. Dia pun macam, memang gue pokok di sini. Gue ni pokok kah? Jadinya kita pasing-pasing. Jadi pasing-pasing. That's why kita galak.
That tu, you all kena faham. Ini discussion. Masa kalau kita sembang kat kedai mamak pun, kan? Kita akan sebut, kan? Kan? So that is how you receive. Kemudian bila kita transfer, kau ingat macam mana? Okey tak? Kau ingat macam mana? Okey tak? So that is the how a discussion.
Yeah, that's the nature. Right. Okay. Thank you so much everyone. I believe that's it. Minta maaf lah kami terlajak sedikit dekat sini, but I hope whatever information yang kami dah share ini berguna untuk everyone. We promise to upload everything for you guys later. Tak adalah 5 minit terus ada. Kena tunggu turn juga kan. Kita orang upload, kita orang send, nanti management akan uploadkan. You guys tunggu, okay? Thank you, Miss Maryam and Miss Shukri. Anything else?
Thank you so much. From my side, I just want to say this is a speaking test. This is not something that you should be worried about. Treat it like a conversation. Always pause to think instead of saying or Make sure you avoid eye contact. Always smile. And most importantly, meditate in your own way. Baca doa. Calm yourself down. And teacher akan sentiasa doakan all of you untuk strive to be the best version of yourself and always smile, okay? Kalau lupa dah smile, cakap dekat diri awak, hi, I'm Bella Hadid. Macam Bella Hadid cakap hi kat you. So smile, alright? So smile semua boleh juga. Do anything that makes you happy. That will be all from me. My prayers will be there with you, inshallah. All of our prayers will. That will be all from me. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you, tutors. Thank you, troopers. Thank you, MC Plus, for having this. Love you guys so much. Over to Sir Shukri.
Okay, good luck. Saya doakan semua orang okay. Malam ni tidur awal, don't worry. Just be yourself. Do what you can do. Don't do what you cannot do, ya. Jangan nanti terperangkap. Okay, so that's it. All the best. Good luck.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Miss AINA. Thank you, Mr. Shukri. We'll see you guys.
Okay, bye.
Final battle
See you
seminar.
soon.
See you soon. Bye.